Hello everybody and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. Yes, I've come back to this after a few years. Long story short, I ended up buying this on PC quite a while ago when I knew I was going to be building my new one. And I pretty much thought, you know what, there's no point in progressing this save any further. No one else that I know still plays Elite on the Xbox. It's pretty much a dead platform for me now, sadly. As much as I love the game, I'm going to put all of my focus into the PC version. And after doing a bit of tinkering with my laptop recently, I got Steam working. Yeah, so Steam works, and a few games work. Looking at the minimum requirements of the games that I had at the moment, and looking at Elite, I figured, hey, you know what, I'm not exactly sure whether this will run, but hey, let's give it a shot. It's like a long shot, because it's probably not going to, which, spoilers, it doesn't, sadly. I'm kind of annoyed about that, but hey, that's what I expected. Yeah, so I downloaded it on the PC, and as a result of that, I pretty much ended up getting 3 download codes, as you do when you buy the game on Steam. You get a code for Elite Dangerous to put in the Frontier store to get access. You then get Horizons if you bought Horizons, and a little thing called the Commander's Pack, which was available back when I bought the game in 2018. So I got a code for each one of those. The code for Elite worked fine, code for Horizons worked fine. The code for the Commander's Pack didn't actually work. And I did, you know, the usual thing. Looking around on the forums, you know, does this work? Does this work? What, you know, what can I do? What kind of thing can I see in the forums that might help me be able to redeem this? Am I redeeming it in the right place? Am I doing this wrong, and this wrong? And long story short, none of the solutions on the forums really offered any insight to it. So I just basically thought, you know what, let's just raise a support ticket with Frontier. Let's just go out on a limb and see what they can do. Now keep in mind, I am recording this on April 30th, and I contacted Frontier on like April 27th, 28th, I can't really remember for certain when I sent off the details. It was pretty much 9 o'clock at night on either the 27th or 28th. I think it was on the 28th actually, because I got an email back from them on the 29th. So yeah, they got back to me within 24 hours, even on lockdown, which is fantastic, because a lot of companies basically say the average waiting time is about 3 to 5 days. And yes, they can work from home and do their jobs from home, but even so, you know, there's still going to be a lot more strain on things right now. Channels aren't going to be as publicly open, and therefore there are going to be various issues, and, you know, it's going to take more time to generally get around to fixing everyone's problems. But it's not just the sharp response time that has me impressed with Frontier at this point, because, fair enough, the response time was really good. 24 hours in a lockdown situation, in probably the worst global epidemic or pandemic since, well, the one that I can think of immediately is probably the bubonic plague, because even SARS and stuff didn't do as bad as this. At any rate, the response time is impressive in and of itself, but the response even more so. So with me buying the game in 2018, the code that I had for the Commander's Pack was something that was no longer in service, it was no longer used. And when I basically submitted the ticket, the person that dealt with it, who was Commander Luna, as their identification shows on the email, they basically said, yes, so the code that you had is no longer used anymore. What we've done is, or what I've done, is basically given another code onto your account. You now have access to the content that you bought when you actually bought the copy of the game that you did. Yeah, enjoy. Have a nice day. All of that within 24 hours, and that level of resolution, like just to be able to credit the account with another working code. I mean, it is just, I don't know, it's kind of astounding to me that a company would do that. Maybe I'm just used to dealing with bad companies, but I bought the game 2 years ago. I haven't had a chance to install it, and therefore I haven't had a chance to actually use the codes for the game and the DLC that I would have done. But, yeah, the fact that they were just able to go, yep, there you go, you've got access to the content within 24 hours during this exceptional circumstance, it just astounds me that customer service can be that good, and I just wanted to give a shout out and a big thank you to them because, well, I've never had customer service that prompt, even in regular times of business, or, you know, a resolution that is that kind-hearted before. Like, usually there is some kind of additional sort of question that's raised on the company's part to try and, like, you know, delay matters or slow down the process, or just generally whittle down interest in getting the resolution that you initially wanted. Trust me, you have to be persistent with some companies. Frontier is definitely not one of them. It was just, yep, okay, we see that you bought it. That code's no longer valid because it was bought ages ago. We've credited a new one to your account. You've got access to everything that you paid for. Have a nice day. Wow. Thank you ever so much. That really made my day yesterday. And I did try and stream and actually gave a bit of a shout out on that during a, of all things, Spelunky stream, because I felt like streaming that yesterday. Spoilers, both of my streams I tried yesterday completely, absolutely cattle-trucked themselves. Hence, I'm doing this now. So yeah, if you're looking for a company that delivers flawless customer service on a game that, well, Elite has its ups and downs. In a game so big and with such a grandiose scope, it's easy to make things go somewhat wrong, you know? It's easy for things to become broken with patches and updates, but everything gets fixed. The balances tend to change, the meta does tend to change, as it does with any online game, really, and I can't really say that at any point I've hated playing Elite. Sure, there are certain parts of the meta or certain things that get changed up and it's like, okay, it makes that not as good. But, well, I've never been short of things to do, as you can see from all of my ranks. I've always found something to do, even be it CQC, which I've heard is very unpopular. But there's never nothing to do in Elite. There's always something you can do. Whether it's just going mining if you just want to take it and chill, just make sure you're not ambushed by pirates if you're caught with your pants down, essentially. You can go and fight in war zones if you feel like getting into a really hectic gunfight. Just make sure your ship's ready for it. You can trade goods to grind up some cash to buy those parts you've always wanted. You can do pretty much anything you want in this game. And there's always something to do, no matter how broken one aspect of the game may get, the rest still seems to work. Right now, I know they're testing the beta for fleet carriers. I'm not sure whether the Xbox actually has access to those, though I'd assume so, since they got the first access to the Thargoid aliens way back when. But yeah, it's just one of those things that, you know, this game can get broken in certain ways, but it's never not fun. At least in my experience. And I've played this game now for, ooh, bloody hell. Well, I played it for about 2 or 3 years before giving up on the Xbox, and I've still stayed up to date and involved in the community up to the point of my return to this today. And generally, it's just, I don't know. There's something about Elite that makes it very, very unlike anything else, and just a very enjoyable game for me. Hell, you want to just nick off and go thousands of light years away from the human bubble, go ahead and do it. You want to get involved in some big fights as a mercenary, or actually fight on the side of a faction that you like, do that too. Go ahead and trade, go ahead and rob, go ahead and do whatever the hell you want. This game just has it all. Somehow, and in some capacity, it has almost everything. The only thing that I would say it's lacking in common community demand are 2 things, actually. First is cross-platform play, which I personally am against. Second is space legs. People seem to just be thinking this game should be more like Star Citizen in that regard, and honestly, if they added space legs on stations, maybe you can just go to a bar to talk to people to get jobs or whatever, you know, I don't know. Something as simple as that. I'm just going off freelancer way back when as well, and I've used that phrase far too much today. But the point is, I don't think it really needs it on as a grandiose scope as Star Citizen, because that alone brings on a whole new set of challenges, and a whole new engine had to be built for Star Citizen to even work on, let's not forget. So, you know, there's a lot of things in this that I think people do want that aren't necessarily a good thing, and a lot of things that people do want that maybe are a good thing. while I understand that it is a logistical issue and would be quite difficult, I'm quite a big fan of cross-platform saving, so that you can just load up on a PlayStation, load up on an Xbox, load up on a PC, load up on a Mac, load up on whatever, and you've got access to your save data, all your credits, all your ships, everything is tied to your Commander account with Frontier. But even then, the logistical challenges Frontier face to do that might be incredibly difficult. So therefore, it isn't really viable. But still, that's the point, and I can't believe I'm finding so little. I'm not really paying attention here, am I? But yeah, you know, it's kind of one of those things. There are features that I think would be a big benefit to this. Do I think they're the end of the world? No. Do I think the game's in a pretty good place? Yes. Do I particularly know that much about certain aspects of the game, like PvP? Not really. I don't know the meta for PvP. I've never really engaged in it, aside from the occasional ganking and murdering of a player who follows the Federation, because I'm an Imperial pilot and screw the Feds. Yeah, that's going to be shots fired against me, isn't it? Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, so basically, just to go back to the original point of this video, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the Frontier staff, and in particular Commander Luna, for sorting things out on my support ticket in, quite frankly, record time, and in such a positive way during such extenuating circumstances that I was basically just stunned and took a moment. Like, I actually, when I got the email so fast, I was thinking, oh no, it's going to be a stock email. I'm just going to be told, yeah, you've lost your content. I was kind of expecting that because I bought it that long ago. And then to open it and just get that, it was just like, holy hell, I've just been sucker punched by absolute gold. That doesn't really make sense. But it's like expecting to get, like, sent a turd in the mail and being sent a trophy made of actual gold. It's just... I can't get over how blown away I was with that response. It was just so amazingly good. Surprised I haven't found any, like, occupied escape pods or anything right now. I don't need any of this.
Frameshift drive charging.
At any rate, I think that's where I'm going to wrap this up, because I just wanted to give a big shout out and thank you to Frontier for their amazingly prompt and amazingly positive response. Thank you very much, and I'm hoping that once my PC gets built, provided I don't muck it up, because I am concerned about that, £3,500 is a lot of money. But, yeah. Thank you ever so much, and I'll look forward to continually supporting Elite and probably generating content on it from the get-go when I start playing it on PC. Because it's a game that I truly enjoy, and I feel the more you involve yourself in the community, the more you get out of this game. That isn't always the case with video games these days. Plenty of people play Call of Duty, plenty of people play FIFA, plenty of people play Apex Legends, and they do nothing but play the game for their own enjoyment. And that's fine. But to really reach into the community and really get involved with Elite Dangerous is where you'll find you'll have the most fun if you take part. Hell, I'm not saying it's for everybody, I'm saying just give it a try. You might find out that you find a lot more to this game than you originally thought you would. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now, so I'll see everyone in the black and see you around. Take it easy.